Hi, I'm Jeff Nilsson from the Saturday Evening Post Archives, and I have another mystery item from our antiques collection this week. I also have an answer from last week, so I know that you're eager to find out what that thing is that was in the box. And let me start by sharing that with you. These are metal finger grips for shaping fingers. You know, back in the day when women wanted to be known for their elegance and refinement and the lack of any manual labor in their lives, they like to point out that they had delicate tapered fingers. Now, if you were born with fingers that didn't look like that, you could get them by slipping these things on your fingers at night. I am not kidding. And sleeping with a whole handful of these. And by the morning, presumably, your fingers will have been reshaped into that of a elegant woman's fine feminine hand with those delicate tapered fingers. Yeah, I think it's working. Yeah. All right, well, that is last, and by the way, these are, if you're going to look for them online, these are Fingerspitzenformers. Now, this week, I'm going to have you guess what's in this box. Now, I will open the box in a moment. But first, I want to show you something from 100 years ago that has an interesting reflection on American society. "100 years ago, as you probably know, the United States was involved in World War I. Now, when Wilson asked Congress to declare war, he knew that he had to sell America on involvement in the war because it was far away and a lot of people didn't see the point of getting involved. And he knew that he needed their involvement because he was going to ask them to ration their food, to grow victory gardens, to support his draft, and to buy war bonds. So he set up the Committee for Public Information, which was headed by George Creel, an advertising executive. So the Committee for Public Information set up an ambitious national campaign of advertising, motion pictures, pamphlets, booklets, everything they could to get their message across that Americans needed to support the war effort. And we have an ad from the summer of 1918. Spies and Lies. And what the Committee for Public Information, or CPI, wants you to do is not to discuss anything you've heard about the progress of the war or where your loved ones might be in uniform, where they're going and what they're doing. But they're also asking something else too, and let me read this to you. "Do not wait until you catch someone putting a bomb under a factory. Report the man who spreads pessimistic stories, confidential military information, cries for peace, or belittles our efforts to win the war. Send the names of such persons, even if they're in uniform, to the Department of Justice in Washington." This is probably the first time the government asked nationwide for citizens to inform on each other. Prior to now, they'd always honored the freedom of speech principles of the First Amendment. But they're asking for people to turn in their neighbors, their friends, people they suspect as being not 100% behind the war. Ultimately, this produced a group called the American Protective League, 250,000 Americans who volunteered to spy on their neighbors and turn in what they considered to be suspicious activity. This is America in 1918. So here it is, this week's mystery box, this convenient black package. This is going to be easy, very easy. Not like last week. Last week was a little hard. This one's going to be easy. We have two clues. One is, yes, it is electronic. The second clue is, I own two of these. Not this model, of course. If you think you know what it is, tweet us at #SCPArchives. We're hoping to hear from you. My name is Jeff Nilsson. Join me again in the archives. Thank you.